Greetings, this is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. Today I've decided to review the relationships between Mercedes-Benz and Tesla as a way to prepare for the inbound truck announcement. Zdravstvuyte, ni hao ma, guten Tag, wie geht's, guten Tag. This is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. I have an ongoing debate with a few of my viewers regarding the nature of the relationship between Tesla and Mercedes-Benz. If you do some basic research, it's not there, but I had a chance based on some statements made by Dave Duff, a Tesla executive, who kind of reviewed what they had been doing with Mercedes over time. So the thumbnail I chose today is actually a picture of the, well, there's a bunch of video out there, but one of the things I'm going to try to include is some rolling video of the B-Class, which is a minivan. There's also the Smart car out there, which is another Tesla and Mercedes-Benz collaboration. So the first part of this talk really focuses on a review of what things have Mercedes-Benz and Tesla been doing in the past, and that's what my thumbnail photo is about. The second part of my conversation is how is Mercedes-Benz and Tesla handling that relationship in terms of, are they making it public? What's going on in terms of this working relationship? The third thing that I wanted to review is how does all this set us up for the future, in particular when it comes to the semi-truck solutions. So the first part of my dialogue is focused on what's been going on between Tesla and Mercedes over time. Dave Duff from Tesla explained that after the success in around 2007, 2008, after the Roadster success, Tesla started getting requests from other manufacturers to aid in their electric vehicle manufacturing. One of those entities was that Mercedes requested or hired Tesla to build the battery pack and other components for the smart car electric car. So Mercedes engaged in this, and this led to, along with the government loan, a $50 million investment from Mercedes. Tesla also became involved in providing batteries for the RAV4 for Toyota. If we follow this up to around 2012, Tesla then engaged with Mercedes to produce something called the B-Class, which is a 39,000 list minivan that had an 80-mile range, and Tesla was providing battery pack and drivetrain for those vehicles. In his talk, Dave explained that Tesla provided the battery pack for the Smart car, but he wasn't sure of the other components provided. In the case of the B-Class, he confirmed that Tesla actually provided both the battery pack as well as other components of that vehicle. I also found the B-Class kind of fascinating because one of the current vehicles that Mercedes is providing customers the opportunity to order is a B-Class equivalent size vehicle with a battery pack in it. And my analysis is that B-Class is simply being provided to delivery companies, but with slightly more range in the 100 to 150 mile range, which would mean just a larger battery pack going in there, because in a lot of European cities, they're starting to restrict access to the center of the cities by cars with internal combustion engines, forcing those delivery companies to move more heavily towards electric. Now, I found the Mercedes-Benz B-class introduction rather interesting, because I'm going to include at the bottom of this a reference to the Mercedes-Benz website when it comes to the B-class, because when you read the literature on the B-class, it references the fact that Mercedes-Benz has been involved in electric vehicles since 1908. And what's interesting about this is that in that whole blurb, there's no mention of the fact that Tesla's delivering this drivetrain and battery pack. And so it's my sense that Tesla, like Mercedes doesn't mention the Robert Bosch parts in any of their cars, even though Bosch is one of their largest suppliers. They don't include the names of any brands that are not, obviously displayed. So I believe that Tesla or Mercedes, perhaps smartly, has chosen to not highlight anything related to their relationship with Tesla, so that they can easily swap manufacturers of components, and it has no impact on customers. I'm fascinated because the next question, or sort of the next component, is what's next when it comes to the Tesla-Mercedes-Benz relationship. We've kind of talked about the fact that this relationship is unknown when we're heading towards trucks. But as we head towards these trucks, what I'm intrigued by is Mercedes has introduced products that are using Tesla batteries, but makes no attempt to highlight the Tesla relationship and just treats it as another supplier. So it's my belief that as Tesla introduces their trucks, a lot of the customers that are currently using and willing to do unlimited purchases of batteries are actually Mercedes customers who are happy with the Tesla-Mercedes combination that provides the batteries that they're using. I'm intrigued because I think what's going to happen is that the two companies have agreed to kind of be frenemies until they don't want to work together anymore, and then they'll simply separate. One would think that Tesla would suffer more should they, and if they do separate. But the problem right now is that Tesla is the best of breed when it comes to electric batteries. So I think if and when the separation occurs between the companies, the only person hurt, I believe, is Mercedes, because of how far ahead Tesla is in delivering battery solutions. The other thing I wanted to add to this is that I have to admit I'm a little surprised, because there's a concept called Intel Inside when it comes to a laptop. So Intel was able to get manufacturers to now put a Intel Inside label on vehicles or on laptops, and it helped build the brand of Intel within those vehicles. Tesla is not asking for a similar Tesla Inside with their battery packs, but I don't think it would be a bad idea to consider this, because customers would then be focused on who produces the battery packs that are within. The final sort of huge unknown that's going on, that's lurking on the back end of all of this, is that there's been a big discussion between size of battery packs. It turns out that in a pouch setting, the two major options out there are pouch or small lithium-ion batteries. The difference is that the pouches are large and can be installed, a small number of large packs can be installed in the battery pack, and it's less costly. In the case of smaller, let's say, AA or AAA size batteries in large numbers, that's expensive because you have all that aluminum, there's weight involved, etc., with those installations for batteries. But the beauty of it is that it's a lot easier to cool, to put cooling elements between those batteries. So it's a cleaner solution. So I bring all this up because one of the industry decisions that's being made right now is when, in a car setting, I believe that Tesla has won the battle of the best form function when we're dealing with cars, which is to do the sort of AAA size batteries. So one of the problems I think Mercedes-Benz has as it tries to transition to other manufacturers is not only can they get the right type of battery, which I think they can, in terms of 18650 size, or possibly the 2170 size that Tesla has chosen to build. But the next question is, the thermal management system after the battery is a big deal. And if you've been working with packet cooling for quite a while, making the transition to AA battery or larger size is a little bit of a challenge, because you now have to do all the reverse engineering against Tesla's patents and their non-patents to figure out how to put this together. So I believe Mercedes is legitimately making an attempt to get away from Tesla, because they are currently and will be competitors in the future. But when you get into a complex execution like a semi-truck, I believe that Mercedes-Benz won't have a choice but to move on to a further establishment and maintaining of the trucking relationship with Tesla, because a massive battery in a truck is a complex undertaking, and cooling that battery off is going to be a huge deal. Look forward to your comments on this. This is Greg for Tesla Fan Insight. Tschüss, mach's gut, au revoir, à tout à l'heure. Please share, like, and subscribe. Like I said, I think that this is a no-brainer for Tesla and Mercedes to get together on trucks for a bunch of reasons, but the surprise will come and we'll know all by the end of the month. Have a great day. Thanks, and look forward to your comments on this.